The readings for today led me on a wonderful journey of blossoming trust. The first reading from Genesis 28 tells of the well known story of Jacob's ladder. Fittingly, Jacob is on a journey, a setting so appropriate for what develops. He lies down, his head on a stone for a pillow, and dreams of the ladder that stretches to heaven, populated with God's messengers, going up and down on it. The Lord stands beside Jacob and makes him the treasured promise. Actually, there are several promises. Not only will the Lord give Jacob and his descendants the land, but Jacob and his descendants will be a blessing to all the nations on earth. Then follows the promise that so many Israelites have clung to through persecutions and more persecutions. When he says, "Know that I am with you. I will protect you wherever you go and bring you back to this land. I will never leave you until I have done what I promised you." Then Jacob makes a rather conditional vow. If God remains with me, his trust and belief in God's promise seems a bit shaky, to protect me on this journey and to give me enough bread and clothing, and I come back safe, the Lord shall be my God. God's promise was definitive. Jacob's response, not so much. The psalm for today leads us further into trust, saying, "In you, my God, I place my trust." No doubts. God replies with his loving protection in this beautiful psalm, Psalm 91, said at the monastic hour before bed, so reassuring and comforting, like a tender mother tucking you in at night. Today's gospel from Matthew chapter 9 wraps it all up with two stories, both of trust, both ending in God's loving healing. An official actually interrupted Jesus while he was speaking to say his daughter had just died, but if Jesus would come and lay his hand on her, she would live. What trust! That his interpretation would not be rebuffed and that Jesus could and would raise his daughter. Meanwhile, as Jesus proceeds to do just that, a woman who had suffered hemorrhages for 12 years, thus making her ritually impure and a social outcast, says to herself, "If I can only touch his cloak, I will be cured." Her trust is giant, her confidence a force. She dares to touch him and act forbidden to someone who's ritually impure, and trusts that alone will heal her. You know the end of both stories of trust and confidence. The daughter rises from her deathbed and the woman is healed. I ask myself, do I trust Jesus with my failings, my impurities, my daily dyings, my lack of faith? Am I afraid to interrupt him, thinking that my problems are way too small to bother him with? How can I grow in confidence and trust in this God who says that he will deliver whoever clings to him? I will call upon him and he will answer me. He will be with me in distress. In you, O God, I place my trust. Amen.